What's going on, guys? Doing an update on BTC. Yeah, hit on alts also. Let's start with the cycle. So the 13 is a very interesting number as far as cyclically and math, Fibonacci. We like to follow an 8.6 count. Some of you guys know that follow some of my pi cycle concept work. 8.6 is a derivative of pi. So sometimes just a simple cyclical 1 to 8 count will actually do a lot for your timing and helping kind of pinpoint points in time when you might have a turn. Sometimes you continue a trend, sometimes it reverses. But this is the monthly chart, and we're starting a new cycle. So we 9 months up into the high, and we failed to back off. So we'll see if we can continue for another 8-9 months, which we'll see where that turning point brings us, probably obviously into the beginning of next year. But the weekly chart's actually very helpful. So let me change the drawings. The BTC peaked with 13 weeks from the last breakout highs. And we actually broke out 13 months when you go back to the monthly chart. So 13 weeks up, we peaked. And I'm not saying we're breaking down. I'm just saying that was a logical place to take some profits. And then we were running the regression channel on the daily chart, which I can show in a second. And we took profits. That was a great spot to take. So that was good for those of you that made sales, and that made it easier to buy back last week. So that's worth noting. On if you count from here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, we're 8 weeks in this current cycle. 13 off the high. So when we go to the daily chart, I believe there's a 13 count here that was interesting also. Second. So on the daily, we peaked exactly 13 days from this move. So that's why I not only count 8 to 9, but then I'll also continue to 13. That was the high. And then again, you can lay a regression channel. I think I was doing one standard deviation. And one of my last videos, I think I talked about Sigma. But this, if you go to the regression from last year, it brings you to the highs up there. That was the top of the range. And you also, if you do more of an intermediate term regression channel from the last pivot low, you get up near the highs as well. This was actually before the last 4 or 5 days. It looked exactly like that. And we held the bottom of the range down here too. So this is all helpful as far as your timing, but also picking location where you want to add, where the market might check up, hold, reverse. And so that's this whole 45,000 area. You can see it on the hourly and 4-hour pretty good. So I'm continuing to watch that. The regression channel is more of an area. I think of it as what I call a risk range. The trend line off the lows, there's these lows here that guys are drawing trend lines in on, so that matters also. I talk about in the analysis I did here last night, I'll have this in the video. This video is actually be pasted into this sheet, but the pivot on the up here in futures and in cashes is this 52.5 area. And we actually tried to punch through it a little bit today. So this is very similar to kind of how the euro failed. I mean, there seems to be a correlation between the dollar and the euro, but you guys can notice that like we bounced off this 120, which we were highlighting as a pivot. And then right here in the middle at 122 has been resistance. The BTC chart looks very similar. So anyway, you get through there, you can go back to the highs, and then we'll start to pay attention to the top of the regression channel. It was the same thing with the euro. You get through 122, then everybody focuses on 123, 40, 50. Day trade. We were taken a little bit into the pie line in the 200 up here around 51. And then there was a couple of good buying opportunities at the support. And then now we just recently made a higher low yesterday. Let's see if we make another higher low on a near-term method bands. If you guys are day trading or trade more frequently, I'd be focused on 50,000 in the bands right here. So you could get more aggressive, cut some risk if you can't hold 50. You don't hold 50, you probably get a retest 47. But the big risk and the downside is clearly the pivot now that we put in here at 44, wherever this low is, specifically 44,555, 44,555. So if 555 breaks, then you can get the move deeper to the bands. The cycles, I mean, the daily looks good. We're on a 4 count on the daily. I think this will continue. Wouldn't be surprised over the weekend this daily cycle comes up and we move back towards the highs of 57, 58. So still bullish, still long. Haven't added a whole lot, just a couple trades in here in the crypto room. I'll touch on a few alts. Yeah. I thought this was interesting that aside from the what I call the old majors, right? That was before DOT was around and Uni and Cardano was around a couple of years ago. We were trading, but the newer names here have definitely outperformed. Even Cardano really leading the way. We'll look at those charts individually over here. I was looking at 2-year yields today. So Cardano has just been an amazing trade. We've been literally long since 2 cents. And from here, it really hasn't done anything long. I mean, we have a 3-day pullback, and then we rally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into a new high. You want to be taking into new highs, always taking to new highs, right? So then as you pull back, it makes sense to add a little bit. What is this thing? Sorry, my mouse is freezing. Yeah, it's a little bit better. You pull back to, I don't know if those prints are real, probably. You held the dollar par. So I'm a buyer. I'm a buyer back at the buck. I would love to get back here towards 60, 70 cents. Probably a stretch at this point, unless Bitcoin breaks down. So just keep buying dips. I mean, there's been a pretty good rhythm here on Cardano. It's actually tighter than that. Highs, 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 good dip, good dip, good dip. So your cycles are there. All right. You get low on the cycle. Those are your spots to get involved in the hourly. Oh, looks good. You missed your chance to buy the pullbacks. If you were that chance to buy was 3-4 days ago. Now you're just back in profit take mode and just trailing out. So many of these charts are going to look the same. You know, Ether I like long. This is a typical swing long setup. Follow the previous highs down. Boom, bottoming tail. You buy that with the cycle being low. You can buy this bar. You can buy this bar when the swing line breaks. But that's a bullish setup. He held the band. He held in front of the bands. It's beautiful. So it's still long, core long. That was a good spot to add. Binance has just been crazy on fire. We were signaling in our group to take here at 340. Now, I kind of feel like we missed the chance to buy maybe earlier in the week. I'd still be a better buyer here. The cycle was really good a couple days ago, down to 220. No reason to think you can't go back to the highs. You take some more there, hold some for new highs. That was really the alt chance to buy was Sunday, Monday. Some of you guys trading Ripple. A little bit more price action, less trending. I would be a buyer though back here towards the band, just like you'd be taking up at 55.60. So I like the market there in the 40s, 40-60 range. Maybe you get lucky with something above 65. I mean, that's just such a very news-driven stock, right? Litecoin. Another chance to buy 3 days ago with the cycle. Same story there as Ethereum. Chainlink. Same story there. Nice pullback. Link trade's very similar now. It's in the top 10 coins as the majors. Bitcoin Cash. Nice pullback. Nice pullback just to get. Again, that was the setup was 3 days ago. I like playing. I'm not very bullish here. I mean, this is a bullish chart. I've always talked about when you get really extended on Bitcoin Cash. If you got a means to short it, that's a great short. One of the pairs I would put on the short side versus my Bitcoin. It's kind of a natural pairs trade, a natural hedge. Uniswap. Did we do this already? Bullish. Bullish, and more bullish. Same setup, nice swing line. The risk is below 20. If you break 20, then you might have to retest 12 to 14 area where the bands are. NEM's creeped up as a major coin. I would hardly ever chart that. Wow. Nice swing line, 3-day pullback, bottoming tail, gone. You want to be taking up here for sure. The cycle's high. I guess Dogecoin gets a lot of attention. Consolidating. This is a tight consolidation. This is what you want to see in an orderly pullback. It's not a collapse. If you can start to take out this kind of pattern of lower highs right here, you might have another go. I like it down here. Your daily cycle's turned up. That's probably the best looking setup right now that isn't 3 days late. And then lastly, I'll just hit on Adam. Wow, this is exactly what I'm talking about. Swing line down, boom, buy setup. This is another good setup, guys. I would be all over this one too. Those are my best two ideas. Adam and Doge. I guess we could do Monero while we're at it. Cosmos looks good there. Monero, a little bit more like the majors, a little bit better 3 days ago, but still bullish. That daily cycle's already kind of had a move up. But overall, still bullish, still a lot of core longs. Hope you guys are doing well there. It's been a great year. But that's it. I'll sign off with you guys. Have a great evening. Oh, I wanted to say, if you want to sign up for our analysis in our live room, guys, go to jenkinscm.com. Putting in our alerts, talking to markets. That's my crypto service. Come here to memberships. I've been talking a lot about the other global macro futures markets lately, but Crypto Edge is right here. It's great value. Pay on a quarterly basis, save the most money, or on a monthly level. So hope that helps. I'm actually traveling. My daughter has a dance competition this weekend, so I probably won't be on tomorrow for those of you that'll be trading. We're going to be on the road, but if I don't talk to you, have a great weekend.